Okay,
Recording is on.
let's start with the questions in the chat, and then we can ask everyone else in the group as well to ask the question directly. What's your relationship with Solar Bank? It's
Solaris Bank.
Solaris Bank. Oh, okay.
Right, correct. Okay, so let me just briefly tell you about our business model. Maybe we are working with Solaris Bank, and in Germany right now. Solaris Bank is a real bank with banking license in Germany and from BaFin. So we are using their license, and we are backed by Solaris Bank also. And I will just, tie these two questions, our tech stack and the Solaris Bank relation. So we are using Solaris Bank license as well as their infrastructure, their core banking infrastructure. So we have a APIs, middle layer, and we have just, implement our APIs to Solaris Bank infrastructure. So with this middle layer APIs, with middle layer codes, actually we just are offering our solutions to customers. So as a summary, we do not have any license right now, and working with Solaris and using their license and infrastructure.
Okay, thank you. The next question in the chat is, can you give some examples of banking products in terms of ethical principles? I guess you mentioned a few, but maybe...
Yeah, this is Abdullah speaking. I asked the question, but it was a few minutes before you came with some banking products. So the question is already given an answer.
Okay, thank you. You had also a next question. Maybe you can explain your question.
Yeah, maybe I can tell you something about myself. My name is Abdullah. I also live here in the Netherlands, and I have about 13 years experience with a banker. I'm a banker, and I worked for Deutsche Bank a few years ago, and now I'm working for ABN AMRO Bank in the Netherlands. So the problem with the banks today is the bank earnings models, so verdienmodel, have been under pressure for a few years. And every bank wants to see how they can achieve more turnover. And if I look to your products, and I think it's very digital, and you are a disruptive business model. So where all the banks in the Netherlands, and I think in all the world, because the disruptive business models have emerged, and these are increasingly withdrawing turnover from the banks like ABN AMRO Bank or Deutsche Bank. So banks have to deal with different laws and regulations, and are very wildly, very behoorlijk log. So how can you jump? And how do you want to make money without interest or without the old school banking products?
If you want, I can jump in here. Maybe the colleagues can start and I can add things. Products.
Yeah, let me just begin, and maybe you will just add something. So as you mentioned, most of the traditional and conventional banks suffering from profits and the business models. So in environments of the low interest rates, and in European continent, most of the banks right now try to find a way, as you mentioned. So I just want to tell this: we are not a bank. We are providing financial solutions, and we are offering banking services. And our idea is not build a bank. our idea is building and meet financial needs. For example, right now we are trying to build many products. On the core of Insha, actually, there's a payment. Of course, we are trying to payment service as much as smooth, and above that, we are trying to build additional products like participation accounts, like gold accounts, like money remittance services. Our idea is build financial services that people are suffering from, and our business model actually based on this. We are Insha, and we are just position ourselves as a financial intermediary. We are offering our products with to people and gaining commission from our products. For example, when we sell gold, or just or buying or gold, we just add our markups and gain commission through that. And also, we will copy and paste the same business model for the old products. Actually, this is our main idea and the core business model. So we, of course, credits and the other core banking features are important, but at the beginning, we think that somehow solving people pain and meet their needs is much more important than everything else.
Okay, and they have to pay per use monthly or just for the tickets? Can you explain me more about?
Okay, the model is actually, for example, we have two different model, free model and the premium model. In free model, people can easily open an account and use it in their daily life, and of course we will offer the same product to every person in Insha. But our premium users will get better rates, or better conditions. This is the main difference between these two groups, the premium and the free groups. So, but at the end, they will gain benefits from all the products of Insha.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abdullah, for your question and explanation. Let's see what we have in the question. So, why did you choose Germany as a base?
Okay, Wozan or Burak, do you want to answer this question?
Yeah, I can share some details why we choose Germany, because you can, or maybe you have to know at first that the German market, especially for financial services, is the most difficult market maybe in Europe, based on compliance topics or legal topics. And also the German market is very difficult, because to satisfy German customers in case of financial products or in case of money topics is very difficult. And most of the startups, or most of the banks, most of the fintechs who start here in Germany believes that if you can do it in Germany, you can do it everywhere. So for us, it's the same. We started in Germany because if you can do it here, if you can survive here the compliance topics, if you can survive here all the legal stuff, it will be easier for you to do it in all the other countries. If you are able to satisfy German customers, and if you can be successful here, it will be easier for you to do it also in other countries. And you can see that there are a lot of fintechs who are also offering mobile accounts, who came from other countries, from Russia or from Scandinavian countries, who started at first in Germany. Or there is the opposite way. You will offer your service in all European countries, and Germany will the last country, or one of the last countries where we will enter. We thought that the first strategy would be more useful for us to start here in Germany, and if we can do it here, we can do it everywhere. This is why we choose Germany.
There's an interesting strategy. Thank you. If there are additional questions about the topic we are talking about, you can always step in. Otherwise, I will just continue with the next question. So we have the question, which products are you going to offer in the Netherlands and when?
Okay. Right now, we are offering very basic services in Germany. Of course, we had it, many products beginning of the year, but our main idea is to provide saving and investment products. And right now we are working on. By the way, right now we are working with Solaris, but with this expansion, we will work with different partner, and we will come up with a different infrastructure, better infrastructure, and better financial solutions. So we will offer our solutions in Netherlands right now, planning on the April 2021. And we will be ready to accept customers all over Netherlands in this time. And we will offer our new investments products like gold accounts or the participation accounts or the other products that we built. So yeah, that's the answer, I think.
Okay, I guess a question what is close to this one. Are you planning to offer mortgages in the Netherlands?
Okay, so mortgage is a core bank product, and as I said before, our main idea is to fulfill a basic financial needs of people at the beginning, and these are payments and savings, help them to save more and grow their money with investment solutions. And above that, actually, we definitely want to serve our mortgage or the other credit solutions, but at the beginning we will not offer any mortgages or any credit solutions in the market.
Okay, thank you. An important question as well. Is our money protected? So are our savings protected by the Dutch National Bank?
Yes, this is also related with the previous questions. So right now with Solaris Bank, our deposits in the Insha right now protected by insurance. But with our new infrastructure, we are changing our model a little bit. It's not protected by the national bank, but it's a safeguarded accounts, and it's actually the same thing, but it's just a little bit different than the this safeguarding protects your funds, in any case. So we just segregate your accounts and put your money into, another account in the segregated accounts on the credit institution and safeguard it. And in any case, you will be able to, claim and get all of your money. So it's almost the same thing, but we will not offer this in Netherlands.
Okay, thank you. Like I mentioned, if there are additional questions about the topics we're talking about, go ahead. Let me go up again and see which questions there are left. Nurullah asked, do you have online events? I guess it's for in space.
Yeah, we have online events, but they're usually in German. In long term, we will also found in space in other countries. But for now, it's only in German for our German members.
Okay, thank you. So I'm looking to the questions. Iftikhar, I see an interesting question. Maybe you can explain your question yourself. You're mentioning that you're on the board of a foundation with a social goal.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
The thing is, there are several foundations in Holland who have been set up in the 90s to facilitate when the members passed away, the body is transferred to the country of origin. Yeah. And we arrange everything. But now more and more also people choose to be buried in Holland. But the thing is, this it is kind of a fund. Every member deposit monthly, yearly money in it. But we don't want to have interest. But now is the next problem is that our savings are going to be taxed with a negative interest with the banks. Yeah. Because above several amount, then you have to pay to the banks. And if the solution which I saw from you and also from social perspective, it would be very nice to have a kind of a solution in Holland, because I think a lot of foundations, whether they are Turkish or Moroccan or Pakistani, in my case, they have same problem. But there is not an actually very good solution at this moment with the normal banks available.
Just to maybe understand your question, is what you're asking for something like a business account for foundations or
Yes,
NGOs?
yes.
Okay, because we had the same questions here from our in-share partners, as Burak presented you some of the NGOs we are working with, and they also asked the same like you. Well, I have to admit that this is a difficult topic, because to offer a service for foundations or for NGOs, you need a separate or you need a different offer. With a different offer, I mean it's like a business account, but again, it's not a business account, and we even don't offer a business account right now. So I have to admit that we can't offer also the service for foundations right now, but we have it on our agenda because there were a lot of NGOs who asked for this. As you mentioned, I can imagine that in Holland there are a lot of foundations, and even in Germany we had a lot of times that kind of questions. It is on our agenda, but I can't promise you when and maybe if we will launch that kind of service.
Yes, I understand that the solution is not available immediately, but I think from business perspective, it's a huge opportunity for you, I think.
Yeah, I agree. In Germany also, there's a huge opportunity on that side, and we are definitely want to offer also business solutions.
Iftikhar, thank you for your contribution. I see two more questions. Let's see. Is your growth product investment services monitored by the Sharia compliant? I know in the UK there are firms investing in the stock market and check if the environments are still halal. Not all stocks can be halal investments.
Okay, first of all, our first investment product is not a stock investments product. It's we call it participation accounts. So we are working with our parent bank, Al Baraka here, and they are just investing and choosing the right opportunities and invest those ethical and halal opportunities with the deposits, and also then share with our customers the profits. So our model is the classical Islamic banking model. We called participation account in Turkey, and it's based on the sharing profits between the partners. But of course, you are right. We definitely want to also serve our customers to stock options, and we definitely want to handpick all the, all the stocks that we just put Insha. So no worries on that point. We are very selective, and we will choose the best and appropriate ones to our customers.
Okay, thank you. I mean, if you think this covers the answer, that's fine. Otherwise, I would say you can always pop in and continue with your questions. I see one more question. Is your API available like your competitors?
Which competitors? I don't know. Maybe in Netherlands, some competitors are offering their APIs to third parties. I don't have any idea on that, but it is our agenda. Right now, we are doing it in Turkey, for example. Bank does it. Okay, so right now we are doing it in Turkey. We have, we are the first participation bank opened their API to third parties. We called Open API Connect. Also, Burak showed it to you at the beginning of its presentation. And in Insha, also, we want to open our APIs to third parties. For example, we have many products like gold account or investment account or the other products that we build. So we will open these APIs to third parties, and people can easily just implement our APIs to their services. So yeah, that's one of the key things that we just want to do, because we believe open banking is the future of the banking, and we will use open banking tools and open banking mindset as much as possible. One of the key things that we also forget to add, so we will implement multi-banking solution. So right now we are at negotiating to one of the biggest open banking provider in Europe, and I think April or May, or at least June. So we will also offer multi-banking solutions directly from Insha. So you will add your other bank accounts directly from Insha and manage and control it via your Insha app. So we definitely fallen now with open banking, and definitely will do everything about open banking.
It's an interesting solution and interesting strategy again. Okay, I don't see any questions in the chat anymore. Maybe I missed one. Before I ask if there are any questions left, I want to ask Insha and give the opportunity to Insha to ask questions to the audience.
Okay. Thank you. We have some questions to you. So Ozan, Burak, do you want to start, or?
You can go first if you want.
Okay. So my first question is, in Netherlands, we know that there's a huge competition. So Bunk is there, also many big banks, ING and ABN AMRO also is attacking the market, and also many startups attacking the market. So which criteria do you have while choosing your financial provider or your bank? Which criteria are the most important for you?
Who wants to give an answer? Be my guest.
I think the most important for everybody is to have a security about your savings, and that's covered with the bank guarantee of the Dutch National Bank. and the second is the usability and easiness. And of course, we are almost all Dutch. The cost that you have to pay for the banking and social aspects, like if they are investing with the profit in arms, or investing in Africa, where they dig what they call blood diamonds, like things like that. So the social aspect is indeed important, but also the most important for me is if I have a saving, I want to have a guarantee when the bank is not available or not able to refund. The Dutch government will do that. So it's most important for me.
I would totally agree on that, personally. And I would like to add, like, that the social aspects, is in this sense an extra, what's also important, and transparency. If that is being shown by the bank, that will really give trust. So saying you're ethical and principle based banking, but the question is always like, okay, how can you show that, and how can you convince me by that?
Maybe I can give you some tips about this topic. I think it's very important for the Dutch people here. And there's a huge difference between the Germans and the Dutch people, because I have also worked in Germany. In Germany, you have a lot of different kind of banks, like Sparkasse. Maybe you know there's a lot of Sparkasse, but in the Netherlands you don't have Sparkasse. In Netherlands you have 3 big banks, and they have almost 96% of the total market, the 3 banks. And so there is a different culture about the banking products and all financial products between Germany and the Netherlands. So when you ask Dutch people, what do you need from a bank? It's normally a mix from cheap. It has to be cheap. It has to be safe, fast, good. And Dutch are not easily satisfied from a digital banking. So you just said in Germany, if you succeed in Germany, you will everywhere. But that is the same topic in the Netherlands, because the Dutch people are not easily satisfied. You have to be open, transparent, fast working internet banking system or internet products. And I sent you just a few minutes ago a link, tiki.me. That's a financial product. It's very popular last 2 or 3 years ago. And maybe you can check this page. And there are a lot of financial banking or not banking, but just financial products in the Netherlands. But that is one example. You can check it later.
Where did you send the link?
20.15. Check tiki.me.
Okay, thank you.
It's very fast, and I think they have millions users in the Netherlands, and everyone use it. Everyone, from young to old. It's in a few seconds you can transfer money. In a few seconds, and it will split of a second. You will get it on your another bank account. So I take you go out to a dinner, and I pay the bill, and a few minutes later I send you a QR code, SMS, WhatsApp, and you can just click it, and I get it back from you.
Cool. So you're also sending money to another bank.
Yeah, other bank, and it will take about maybe 1 minute, and you will receive it. And
Okay.
maybe I am from ABN AMRO Bank, and you will banking on ING. It doesn't matter. You will get it very fast.
Okay, I see. I
And
see.
it's free. And it's free. No transfer fee or commissions like that. So I just want to say is that don't forget, if you want some get some share in the Netherlands, Dutch are not easily satisfied. You have to be good, very good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Duly noted.
Yeah, no problem.
Don't scare them too much. I mean, we want Insha to try to come into the Netherlands.
I don't want to scare anyone, but that's what is true. And so I give you some tips and tricks, so you can do with it what you want.
Thank you. Really, thank you very much. These are very important tips. And yeah,
We would be very happy if you would also join our Pioneers program to give us more details and more feedback.
Yes, of course. Yes.
okay. So my other question is also related with this topic. So is there any thing that you propose us never do these mistakes in Netherlands?
What did you say? It was a question for me or from another?
For everyone, of course. You
Oh,
can,
okay.
you can also,
Can you say it again, please?
is there anything that you can propose us never do this in Netherlands? For example, offering bad UX or slowness. I don't know. It might be anything. So don't do these mistakes in here. Is there anything like that?
We have a point mentioned in the chat that a few years ago a bank collapsed, and the safety of the account, that was 10,000 or 20,000, if I'm not wrong. So many people lost a lot of money. So that's always a concern since then.
Oh, I see. That's why this is important.
Vati, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I would strongly advise to find a local partner also in the Netherlands, and not to compete, but to work together with other banks to deliver additional service like ethical banking or some kind of niche, and not to compete with them. That's just my suggestion.
Okay, thank you.
There's a new chat coming in with the question: are you going to connect with social responsible influencers? Ahmed, would you like to explain the question as well? Maybe you're on mute if you're talking.
Sorry, I was busy. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, the whole influencer item, it has its positives and negatives, but I'm just focusing on the positive side of being an influencer on the social media age we live in. So I was just wondering, you can connect with real people that have influence in Netherlands, and through them just promote your ethical services much faster than the regular partnering with the banks or financial institutions. I don't know, anybody can come up with a person, for example, a soccer player who is both social active on the streets and now has become a big player. maybe he or she, or I don't know, just thinking of an idea. Are you gonna connect with these kind of influence? Because it will help you address the ethical issue much faster through social media. Also get the youth's attention.
Here in Germany, we work with a lot of influencers, and of course, we would like to do the same in Netherlands. And if there are some influencers you could recommend us, maybe you can share them with us later, or you can share them with us during the 100 focus groups. So we would like to know what kind of influences could be useful for us in that case, and of course we will think about working with influencers in the markets we will enter.
Okay, it's good to know that you are thinking about the idea, so you're not behind on the idea itself. So I'm just putting the question here so that people can think about it. But it's good that you're busy with the idea already in Germany and also focused on Netherlands. So yeah, maybe we can come up with some ideas. Thank you.
Yeah, would be very useful for us. Thank you very much.
Okay, so there are some suggestions on the chat. Avoid mistakes of Punk. And yeah, so Bunk and 26 is a bank, but Revolut is a little bit similar to our solution. For example, what do you think about Revolut or maybe Moniz? Because these companies are very similar to what we will offer in there.
Yeah, you're right. And also openbank.nl is similar to Bunk, Revolut, and 26. But the difference from Openbank, I thought it was funding and by Santander Group. I think, I'm not sure.
Yes, that's correct. It's the Santander Group.
Yeah, so they have big pockets, and yeah, but you have also, I think, big pockets with Al Baraka. But Santander is not really a very big bank. Yeah. But you know Open Bank?
Yes, we know Open Bank as a Santander Group's initiation.
Yeah.
But my question was, N26, Bunk, or Open Bank is banks. I mean, they're offering, for example, they can offer credit solutions or deposit guarantee, but Revolut, Moniz are similar, have similar solutions like us. So,
Yes.
what do you think about Revolut and Moniz in Netherlands? And
No, but I think you're probably right with Open Bank, but also Open Bank has a similar some products like you. I just remember the slide with you have for clients some premium website that they can get some sale and actions like that. So Open Bank has that also. With transaction fee for free, or when you book a trip, it's 20% cheaper, and when you get to on vacation, you can by booking.com percentage of 10. Maybe I can send you the link. What I see is there are a few disruptive fintech startups, like I mentioned before, like Revolut, Bunk, N26, New Bank, New 10, Open Bank. So there are a lot of things. So I think if you want to come here in the Netherlands, you have to know your competitors and what will you bring into the market, something new, something different. And if you can do that with a lot of social media influencers or any kind of things, then I think you can be successful here in this.
Okay, by the way, my question is related with the last thing that you said. What is the best channel for the people in Netherlands? Influencer marketing and also social media is so much important for Dutch people, or still traditional methods are also important?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a different person can answer that question, but
Okay.
Could you repeat the question? I didn't get the question.
My question is, the Dutch people are so technological, and maybe they are following the social media so much, and the marketing as a marketing channel, social media or influencers or any similar channels are the best for Insha, or traditional channels is the better? Which ways, which channels do you prefer?
Fatih, go ahead.
You have to determine which people you want to reach, and then there's a lot of technology available right now for if you want to target people that watch a football game, they can easily detect and put advertisement on that people that go to the station at the time of the match, and so you can very good specific target people on specific hotspots, and if you know which kind of people you search and you know where they come together, then you can have more more value for your advertisements and more direct marketing.
Yeah, for example, in Germany, the Germans are very lean on cash, and most of the German merchants do not have POS, and it's not possible to pay via debit or credit cards, and people is a little bit old-minded. And what about in Dutch market? What is the mindset of
We
people?
don't have cash.
yeah,
We don't have cash
we
over
don't
here.
have bargeld. We don't have bargeld.
Okay, cool.
So the Dutch people doesn't like cash money. Everything will paid with a Wi-Fi card. So for example, like the during the COVID-19, so you will see amount of increasing payments about debit cards. So cash money is.
I read an article that there are cafes in the Netherlands that doesn't accept cash money. Is it true?
No, that's not. No, that's not 100% true. The government, and also the banks doesn't cash money for anti-money laundering and that's kind of stuff. But we also accept cash money, but you will see a decreasing cash money. So the question was which kind of media you have to use. Kijk, if I look to your customers, doelgroep customers, it will young people or professionals people. I think you don't get the first clients. It's not something people between 70 and 90 years old. So I think the best is social media. All kinds of social media is good. So try and focus on the digital way of making advertising.
There's one aspect what I want to disclaim with this is, yes, young people are more in social banking, online banking, sorry, but sustainable banking, we have one example of it, that is Triodos banking, and the people who are banking over there are young and old. So So the question is really, do we want to go in the niche of sustainable banking, so principal and base bank, principal and ethical banking? Then Triodos is a competitor in that sense, and their customers are young and old. So and not all of their customers are on social media.
I see. But for example, what about Punk? Because I realized that they're also playing to green niche, sustainable banking niche. So it's people are also, showing attention to Punk's green solutions.
For a lot of people, Bank was easy in the sense of it was free and was new and innovative. I don't see Bank really as a green alternative, but it's for me personal. I don't know how it feels like for the others.
I would like to say something about that. I'm a Bank customer. I moved my my financials to Bank. I was at ING first for years, and I moved to Bank. One of the reasons is they offered 25 accounts in the package, and I needed an account for my kids, and getting a bank account at the other banks for your kids will always result in getting interest on the balance of that account. So it was one way for me to get multiple accounts for my kids, and the functionality is just brilliant. You can have multiple cards for your kids, for your wife, and you can just click an account to which card you want. And you do that all in the app. You can limit the amount they can pay each day, and it's all real time. So just recently, my wife crossed her limit, and she was at paying something, and she called me, and I increased the limit, and she could proceed the payment. Things like that. Just you can you have fine tuning of everything, and it works in real time. And you don't have that with the traditional banks.
Nice.
And yes, they are expensive, but for me, they are worth it.
Okay. Thank you.
It's now almost 10 to 9, and I want to start closing the webinar. Let's say, is there one final question from the audience towards Insha?
If there is no question, is it possible that I ask one final question to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
But when you answer, just be straightforward, because the most honor feedback is the best feedback for us. So after these presentations and after these questions, would you have any concerns to use Insha? Is there any question mark left? Or would you say that was impressive and I could imagine to use it? Not I would use it, I just can imagine to use it.
I can imagine to use it.
And any concerns, any question marks where we say,
yeah, well, like I mentioned before, ethical based and principle based banking sounds great, but I want to see the proofs. And that's one thing I would like to see. And secondly, of course, the main question will always be, are the products great? Is it fast? Is it easy to use? But that's something to experience always.
Okay, thank you.
And I see one more comment, like safety is not 100% answered yet for Iftikhar.
It is about deposit insurance or another security questions, Mark.
I suppose the first.
It is about the banking services, but that you don't offer yet at this moment.
You mean deposit insurance, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, in Germany right now, as I said, we are offering this, but there are similar solutions in the market, like Revolut or Moniz are also offering safeguarded accounts, and at the end, it's the same, not the same, but it's very similar safety, because safeguarded accounts also. Your money just segregated and put into credit institution and not used for any purposes. So yeah, but I definitely understand your concerns on this point. So maybe in the near future we will do something on that side though.
Okay, thank you very much for the questions and answers from both sides. I would like to thank Insha, especially Insha, for taking time to explain the journey of Insha, and I'm looking forward to meet Insha in the Netherlands, and maybe in the long term physical after the Corona period. Before we actually go to the ending of this webinar, I would like to ask Seed to start the retrospective, the short retrospective, and then we go to the final words.